And if somebody's not engaging with the Quran in their salat, then their relationship with the Quran is entirely artificial. It means nothing. It is an entirely academic exercise and a superficial exercise. Real Quran happens in salat. Everything I learn, everything you learn about this book, whether it's its tajweed, or its language, or its tafsir, or memorizing its ayat, all of it boils down to, I will have a better salat. I will have better salat. If I will not have better salat, all of this is in vain. None of it matters. Because salat is officially when you stop talking to everybody else and I start talking to Allah. And I start talking to Allah in words that He taught me, that He taught you. That's the conversation. That's the conversation that matters. Nothing else in life, everything else in life is in vain if this isn't in place. Now I want to share with you some ayat, and I'm going to be brief with some and detailed in some others. Originally, when I thought about what am I going to talk to you guys about today, I was thinking about the 16th ayah of the surah, Surah Al-Hadid. But I figure I start from the beginning and I end at 16, inshallah. Hopefully we can finish that in time. In this surah, this is a Madani surah. By most accounts of the Sahaba, it was already 4 years in Madinah when this surah came down. So hijrah happened 4 years ago. The Muslims have gone through a lot in these 4 years. And one of the problems they've experienced is that overall there's becoming a problem in motivation. The Iman is not what it used to be. And Allah Azza wa Jal notices that there are some weak elements in the Muslim community. Even among there's some who just became Muslim, they don't realize what they've gotten themselves into. There are some who are suffering from the disease of hypocrisy, nifaq. Among the ranks of the Sahaba, there's not somebody who has a label on their forehead, I'm the munafiq, I'm munafiq. They're inside that community and it's a problem. But Allah addresses all of them together. What's beautiful about this surah, even though it is Madani, 6 ayat of this surah sound completely Makki. First 6 ayat sound like they're Makkan Quran. سَبَّحَ لِلَّهِ مَا فِي السَّمَاوَاتِ وَالْأَرْضِ وَهُوَ الْعَزِيزُ الْحَكِيمُ. Everything in the skies and the earth declares Allah's perfection. He's the ultimate authority. He's the one full of wisdom. The ayat, this ayah is introducing us to Allah. You would think the ayat that introduce humanity to Allah would happen in Makki Quran or Madani Quran. Happen in Makki Quran. Next ayah, لَهُ مُلْكُ السَّمَاوَاتِ وَالْأَرْضِ أَلَا يَعْرِفُ الْمُسْلِمْ بَعْدِ. The Muslim doesn't know already. لَهُ مُلْكُ السَّمَاوَاتِ وَالْأَرْضِ. He owns the kingdom of the skies and the earth. يُحْيِي وَيُمِيتُ. He gives life and He gives death. وَهُوَ عَلَى كُلِّ شَيْءٍ قَدِيرٌ. And He's in complete control over everything. Muslims, 4th year after hijrah, don't know this? They know this already or no? They know this already. This is not meeting an academic prerequisite. These ayat are not there to fulfill an academic prerequisite. The Muslims are not going to learn something new in these ayat that they don't already know. They already know سَبَّحَ لِلَّهِ مَا فِي السَّمَاوَاتِ وَالْأَرْضِ. They already know وَهُوَ الْعَزِيزُ الْحَكِيمُ. They already know لَهُ مُلْكُ السَّمَاوَاتِ وَالْأَرْضِ. They already know يُحْيِي وَيُمِيتُ. They already know وَهُوَ عَلَى كُلِّ شَيْءٍ قَدِيرٌ. 2/3 of the Quran is Makki. Most of Makki Quran is about Iman in Allah. It describes Allah. It talks about Allah's ayat. It talks about Allah's attributes, Allah's names. And this is Madani Quran, and Allah is giving the Muslims a khutbah, and the khutbah begins like this: هُوَ الْأَوَّلُ وَالْآخِرُ وَالظَّاهِرُ وَالْبَاطِنُ. He's the first and the last, the most obvious and the most hidden. وَهُوَ بِكُلِّ شَيْءٍ عَلِيمٌ. And He is knowledgeable of all things. He knows everything. And He always knows it. And He's always known it. And there's not a thing He doesn't know. هُوَ الَّذِي خَلَقَ السَّمَاوَاتِ وَالْأَرْضِ فِي سِتَّةِ أَيَّامٍ. He created the skies and the earth in 6 days. ثُمَّ اسْتَوَى عَلَى الْعَرْشِ. Then He rose upon or balanced al-arsh, the throne. يَعْلَمُ مَا يَلِجُ فِي الْأَرْضِ. He knows what goes into the earth. وَمَا يَخْرُجُ مِنْهَا. And what comes out of the earth. These are ayat that you would think Allah would give to Quraysh. They don't think about the creation of Allah. They don't think about the sky. They don't think about the earth. The Muslim already knows all of this, I told you. But Allah is making me and making you think about this again. So let's start over. Let's start over. And let's start over this time knowing that Allah, knowing that we are Muslim, is still telling us this. سَبَّحَ لِلَّهِ مَا فِي السَّمَاوَاتِ وَالْأَرْضِ. Everything in the sky declares Allah's perfection. In parentheses, what is wrong with you? What happened to your tasbih? وَهُوَ الْعَزِيز. He's the ultimate authority. How come my authority is not enough that you don't respect it? Al-Hakim. It's full of wisdom. Why don't you trust that the things I'm telling you to do are good for you? Why don't you have any confidence in my wisdom? He says, لَهُ مُلْكُ السَّمَاوَاتِ وَالْأَرْضِ. The kingdom of the skies and the earth belongs to Him. Why are you afraid of your enemy? Why are you afraid? They have something, they have a weapon in their hand, they have money in their hand, they have power in their hand that will somehow harm you. There is nothing in the skies and the earth that is outside of my kingdom. All of the battle between truth and falsehood is happening inside Allah's kingdom and inside my kingdom. What do you have to fear someone else for? Why are you afraid of anyone else? لَهُ مُلْكُ السَّمَاوَاتِ وَالْأَرْضِ. Are you afraid of dying? He says, يُحْيِي وَيُمِيتِ. He gives life, He gives death. Why are you worried about life and death? He will give and He will take, because it's not yours to keep. We call it my life. I want to live my life. Who says it's yours? Where'd you get mine from? People say my hand hurts. Is your hand? How much you pay for it? Where'd you get it from? Amazon? Where'd you get your hand from? My life, my hand, my car, my house. What's mine? He gives life. He gives death. He's given you this opportunity and He will take this opportunity. وَهُوَ عَلَى كُلِّ شَيْءٍ قَدِيرٍ. And no. He wouldn't do that. No, He can do anything. He's in control of all things. وَهُوَ عَلَى كُلِّ شَيْءٍ قَدِيرٍ. هُوَ الْأَوَّلُ وَالْآخِرُ. He's the first and the last. And this has many interpretations, but at the personal level, the first priority, the first thought in your day should be what? Allah. The last thing you leave this world with, the last thing you do before you go to sleep, you think about your master. What did I do for you, my master, today? Me, this insignificant creature, what did I do today for you? I'm going to this bed, and I'm going to sleep, and I don't know if I'll wake up again. And I don't know if I have to stand in front of you before I wake up, I might have to stand in front of you. My first and my last thought. وَالظَّاهِرْ وَالْبَاطِنِ. And He is so obvious. He is so obvious. Allah is in the unseen. How does He call Himself Al-Zahir, the ultimately obvious? The one who believes, they see Allah in everything. They see Allah in the sunshine, Allah's work. They see Allah in His work. They see Allah in His creation. They see Allah in His planning. Well, He's Zahir, He's always. Sometimes really annoying things happen to you. Really annoying things. Like you get stuck in traffic on your way to Arabic class. 45 minutes late. You're upset. You're like, is that part of Allah's plan? Yes. Because you need to learn sabr more than you need to learn Arabic some days. So He's going to teach it to you. And if that means He has to make you lose your keys, He'll make you lose your keys. It's part of His plan. Because He's helping you control your temper. He's helping you learn to rely on Him. Sometimes He'll make you pass a test, sometimes He'll make you fail a test. So you learn to understand where success and failure comes from. And He's ultimately hidden. You'll think everything is happening around you. You don't see Allah. He's the ultimately hidden. He's the universe's best kept secret. Allah Azza wa Jal. And at the same time His work is the most obvious, makes Him the most obvious. وَهُوَ بِكُلِّ شَيْءٍ عَلِيمٍ. And He knows all things. There's nothing. Just because you don't see Allah doesn't mean He doesn't know what's going on. وَهُوَ بِكُلِّ شَيْءٍ عَلِيمٍ. هُوَ الَّذِي خَلَقَ السَّمَاوَاتِ وَالْأَرْضِ فِي سِتَّةِ أَيَّامٍ ثُمَّ اسْتَوَى عَلَى الْعَرْشِ. He created the skies and the earth in 6 days, a display of His power. Then He rose upon Al-Arsh, the throne. The Arsh is described in Arabic literature for the throne of a king. When Allah describes that He's on the throne, that makes Him the king, that makes us His subjects. It's supposed to, the more you describe the greatness of Allah, the more it should insert in me humility. It should instill humility inside me. Al-Arsh, يَعْلَمُ مَا يَلِجُ فِي الْأَرْضِ. And His Arsh is where? Up, so high, above 7 heavens. Above 7 heavens. And in the very next ayah He says He knows what goes into the earth. Very next kalam. That's the lowest you can be, al-ard. This is why this world is called al-hayatud dunya, the lowest life. He from His highest throne knows what is going into the lowest place, the earth. وَمَا يَخْرُجُ مِنْهَا. And what comes out of it. وَمَا يَنْزِلُ مِنَ السَّمَاءِ. And what comes down from the sky He knows. وَمَا يَعْرُجُ فِيهَا. And what rises up to the sky He knows. وَهُوَ مَعَكُمْ أَيْنَمَا كُنْتُمْ. He is with you Huwa ma'akum, He is with you. Ayna ma kuntum, wherever you may find yourselves. Wherever you may be, you are not alone. He's with you. Huwa ma'akum ayna ma kuntum. His ma'iyah, His company is there. He's watching. He's protecting. He's observing. He's testing. Constantly. I am never alone. I'm not alone in a hotel room. I'm not alone on campus. I'm not alone in the car. I'm not alone. We're never alone. You know? These people that want to look for alien life in the universe, are we alone in the universe? We have the answer. We're not alone. We're never alone. We were never alone. And actually we ourselves are aliens. We were sent on this earth. We're not from this earth. So if you're looking for alien life, look at each other. Every one of you, part of you is alien. It came from the sky. An angel delivered the ruh into your mother's belly. Right? We're not from this world. Well, part of us is. Part of us grew from the earth. And even that started with our father, Adam alayhi salam, who was himself sent down from Jannah. He was himself sent down from Jannah. He knows what goes into the earth. He knows what will come out of the earth. He knows what comes from the sky and what goes up into the sky. He's with you. Huwa ma'akum aynama kuntum. Wallahi, if we just understood this one ayah, it's not even a whole ayah, it's a part of an ayah. Huwa ma'akum aynama kuntum. He is with you wherever you are. The way I speak would change. The websites I browse would change. The phone numbers I dial would change. Man, everything would change. Everything about me would change. Do people act differently when their boss is in the room? Do people act differently when they see a police car on the highway on the side? They do, don't they? Do people act differently when they know there's a camera on the street light or the stop sign? They do, don't they? Automatic taqwa? Automatic ihsan. You recognize the presence of a higher power and it changes your behavior. If we internalized huwa ma'akum aynama kuntum, there would necessarily be a change in my behavior. There would be. And if it's not happening, maybe I don't really understand what this means yet. Maybe it's all up in my head, it hasn't entered my heart what it means. He's with you wherever you are. Huwa ma'akum aynama kuntum. Then I want to tell you something about the word ma'a.